equilateral triangle also, and the isosceles triangle also. Okay, so never mind, we'll just we'll discuss it again. Okay, so let's draw an isosceles triangle. It does not look like an isosceles triangle. Wait. Okay, fine. Now let's draw the, what are we supposed to draw first? Okay, let's draw the median. All right, let's draw a median. So median from here. Now remember, in an isosceles triangle, the median and altitude being the same. This is the isosceles triangle here. This and this side are the same. Okay, what is an isosceles triangle, Hiba?
Like two parts are the same.
Two sides are the same, right? So these two sides are the same. These two angles are the same. That's the thing about an isosceles triangle. And this one, the third angle, this is going to be different. And the opposite side, which is this side, this is going to be different. Okay. So anyway, let's get started. So let's draw the median. But the thing is, we're supposed to draw the median from this one. Okay. Not from, we're supposed to draw the median on the side which is unequal. So both the equal sides, as you can see, this one and this one, this side and this side, they have to be on opposite side of the median. Understood?
Yeah.
So this is the median. Also, now let's try drawing the altitude. If I draw the altitude, I will draw it here only. Why? Because this is 90 degrees.
So we just have to do one median and one altitude.
Yeah, just one.
Okay, I understand.
Very good.
I didn't do exercise 6.3, but I can do it now.
You can do it now. So exercise 6.2, we did it in class, right? Yeah. All right, 6.3. Do you want to try it at home, or let's do one thing? Let's do the first question of each of these questions in exercise 6.3. The first question we'll do, the first part we'll do of each question. The rest of them you'll do by yourself. Is that fine? Yes, Hiba, is it fine? Hiba, you able to hear me?
No, your voice was not clear.
Now is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying let's do the first part of each question from this exercise. So the first question, first part. Can you please read out the question?
Find the value of the unknown x in the following diagrams.
Okay, let me just share my screen. Okay, we'll just do it on this itself. Yeah. Okay, Hiba. Tell me the first one.
Will it be 50 plus 60 gives x?
50 plus 60. Hiba, what is the angle sum property?
X plus 50 gives 60.
Hiba. Okay, wait. Just let me remind you. This is known as, over here, if I draw this angle, let's say X, this angle is something A, this angle is something B. Then which property will you apply here? Exterior angle property, right? So what is the property?
A plus B gives x.
Very good. A plus B gives X.
What if it's in the interior?
Which one? X?
Like, yeah.
Then tell me. Okay, do one thing. Let's look at Y. Okay. don't look at A, B and tell. Don't say A plus B gives Y or something, because obviously A plus B gives X. But can you please tell me what is the relationship between Y and X?
They are corresponding angles.
Hiba, do you have parallel lines over here that you're talking about corresponding angles?
No.
What are X and Y, bache? X and Y form a
Linear pair.
linear pair, Hiba. So linear pair means if you do X plus Y, you will get
A plus B.
no. Forget about A plus B right now. Just look at X and Y.
180.
Yes. If you do X plus Y, one sec, you will get 180 degrees. So let me write that. X plus Y gives you 180. So what is the relation between X and Y? Or let me say, how can you write X in terms of Y? That means X is equal to something something Y. How will you write it? What will this become if you send Y to the other side?
Minus Y.
180 minus Y, right?
Oh, yeah, 180 minus Y.
Clear?
Yeah. But
So,
I was asking if X was in the interior.
that's what we are doing. We have taken an angle which is in the interior. We are calling it Y. You want to call it X, or you want to call it Y. It's the same thing, right? Because we already have an X over here. That's why we chose to call this one as Y. Because we can't have two X's. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are seeing that your question was, what if this angle is inside? Or in other words, your question is, how will we find this angle over here? You can call it whatever you want, but the angle is going to remain the same, right? So how do we find that? So that's what I'm telling you. How do we find that? A plus B is X, and we know that X is equal to 180 minus Y. So can I write 180 minus Y in place of X over here?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the relationship between look here, A, B and Y? What is the relationship? That is what we are going to see. Okay. So A plus B, this one, we're just rewriting it. A plus B equals X, right? In place of X, what do we write?
Y.
180 minus Y. So what if you send Y to the other side? What will happen? What will it become?
It will become positive Y.
What will the entire thing become?
A plus B plus Y.
Yes, A plus B plus Y equals what?
180.
Equals 180. So what do we see here, Hiba? That the sum of all the three angles of a triangle, the interior angles of a triangle. What is the sum of all three interior angles of a triangle?
180.
180. That was what we saw in angle sum property. What is it called, Hiba?
Angle sum property.
Can you repeat what angle sum property is?
Like the interior angles of, like, the triangle is 180 degrees.
Not the interior angles, the sum of the interior angles.
Okay, the sum of the interior angles is 180 degree. That is called angle sum property.
Yes. Is it true for any triangle, Hiba, or only some specific triangles?
Any triangle.
Okay. No matter which type of triangle it is, the sum of all the angles is going to be 180. Do you remember the activity that we did? Just before the class ended, we did that activity.
Yeah.
It was a cut and paste activity. Do you remember how all three of those angles were aligning on the same line?
Yeah, I remember.
Now you recalled it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now let's do that question. Guess, Hiba. First one, x 50
X
degrees
plus
and
X plus 50 gives 60.
okay. Hiba, what does angle sum property say?
The sum of the interior angles is 180.
What are the interior angles?
X 50 and 60.
So their sum will be
180.
So how do I write their sum? How do I write it in math?
X plus 50 gives 180.
X plus 50.
No. X plus 50 plus 60 gives 180.
Yes. And what were you saying just now? You were saying x plus 50 gives 60, right? But that is wrong. That what you were applying, that's why I showed this to you again. What you were applying, that x is equal to this plus this, that is only when our x is an exterior angle. This is only true for the exterior angle, and we even saw why. It is true because, see Hiba, when these three angles give you 180, okay, a plus b plus y is 180, and x is 180 minus y, then it turns out that this plus this will give you x, the exterior angle. So it's not true for, you can't say a plus b is y. You can't say that. Why? Because we have just now seen that if you want to find the relationship between a, b and y, it is this. A plus b is not y. A plus b, in fact, is 180 minus y. Reason being, x is 180 minus y. And a plus b is x.
Okay, understood now.
Good. So can you find it out from here? What is x equal to?
Okay. So do we have to do 60 first, right?
Hiba, what is 50 plus 60?
Sorry, 110.
Yes. So x will be
plus 110 gives 180.
Yeah. Then x becomes
Minus 110 on both sides.
We can just use the transposition method, right, Hiba? We can just send 110 to the other side. And then it becomes a minus. Then x becomes how much?
X is equal to 70.
Very good. Just give me a second. Okay. X is equal to 70 degrees. Fine. Let's just do the second one as well. And then we will, second part of this question as well. And then we can move on to the next question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So x plus 90 plus 30 gives 180.
Very good.
And then we will write x plus 120.
Yes.
Gives 180.
Very good. Then
X will be, wait, 120. It will be x is equal to 60 degrees.
Very good. Okay, good. Now, Hiba, the rest of the questions are homework.
Okay.
Next, question number 2. Find the value find the values of the unknowns x and y in the following diagrams. Okay, let's start with the first one.
Y and 120 are making a linear pair.
Very good. So y will become
120. Sorry, Y will become 180.
Hiba, think. Just take your time, think about it. Linear pair means y and 120 are a linear pair. That means
Y plus 120 gives 180.
exactly, very good. So y is how much?
We can say that Y plus 120 is 180. Why do we
Yeah.
have to find Y?
Hiba, if you have said that y is equal to y plus 120 is 180, then you can easily see that y will be 180 minus 20.
Oh,
Right?
by transposition method.
Yeah.
Okay. Y will be 60 degrees.
60 degrees. Hiba, it doesn't matter which method you apply, whether you do minus 120 on both sides or whether you do the transposition method. Anyhow, the answer will be this only. Okay.
Okay.
So y is 60. So now our diagram has become like this. X, 50, 60. Now you have to find x.
Okay, wait.
How to find x?
Wait, I will just draw the diagram first. X plus 50 plus 60
Yes.
gives 180.
Very good.
Then we will say x is equal to 70 degrees.
Very good. X is equal to 70 degrees. Excellent, Hiba. Now the second part of this question. Let's do the second part. So here you have 80, y, 50 and x. What do you think you can find first?
We can, so x y and 80 are like vertically opposite angles, so y is
Very
equal to
good.
50.
Very good, Hiba. Very good. MashaAllah. Y is equal to 80 degrees. So now our diagram has become like this. 80 degrees, 50 degrees. Whoops, that 5 looks like an 8. I might get confused later. 50 degrees and x. Okay. Now.
And it will be x plus 50.
Yes.
Plus 80 gives 180.
Very good.
And it will be 110. 140.
110. Hiba, what's 80 plus 50, bacha?
130.
130. Very good. So x becomes?
X plus 130 gives 180.
Very good.
Then x is equal to 50.
Very good. X is equal to 50. The rest of them you can do by yourself?
Yeah.
I think you will find a little bit of difficulty in the last question. Okay, the last question. Let's do the last question, okay? The sixth one.
In this question only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see it? It's like this.
Yeah.
Okay, Hiba, now you tell me, what do you think we can do?
Y and x are vertically opposite. So
Very good.
y is equal to x.
Very good. So in place of y, can I
It will be
replace
x.
that and write x? Very good. So I'll just write it as x. Let's write it as x. All right. Then anything else we can do here?
We can say x plus x gives 180.
Okay. So this also you can write it as x because
This is also
vertically
vertically
opposite.
opposite.
And similarly, this also we can write it as x. So here we have all the three angles are equal.
Why do we have
All-
to write x?
Where? Here?
Yeah, and that one as well.
Here and here. Okay. Let's say you don't write them. Then what will you do? What will you do now?
We can't do anything because it's not same on the
Because
same side.
they're not gonna, it's not gonna help you if you don't have anything. What does angle sum? We have two things right now. We have two things. Okay. One is the exterior angle property. Are you able to apply the exterior angle property over here? No. Right? Can you
Yeah.
apply the angle sum property over here? Again, no, because you don't know these two angles. You haven't written them down. So you can't do anything about it if you don't know those angles. That's why we have written them as x, because, well, very clearly it is equal to x, very obviously.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
That's
So
why
it
we
will
write it
be-
as x.
So it will be x plus x gives 180.
Very good.
Then how will we find all the 3x?
Okay. X plus x is 180. That's a good question, Hiba. Hiba, if I have one apple plus one apple plus one apple, how many apples do I
3x.
have? Very good. 3x equals
180.
180.
And then
so
we
x
will-
becomes, what will we do?
Wait.
Send 3 to the other side. What does it become? Here 3 is multiplied. On the other side, it will become
6. 60.
6. 180 divided by 3, that is
Gives 60.
60 degrees. Okay, so each of these angles becomes 60 degrees. Hiba, can you tell me a type of triangle where each of the angles are equal to 60 degrees?
Equilateral triangle.
Very good, Hiba. Equilateral triangle. Excellent. Okay, so this is the sixth one. I hope you will be able to solve the rest, which are question number 2, part 3.
Can you go to the page where we did the 6th question? I didn't write it.
Just a minute, Hiba. Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah, I will just write in a minute.
Do you have to go for Maghrib or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
All completed.
All right, and another homework is the same page 122. Try these. Question number 1 and 2. Okay.
Okay.
So this entire thing is your homework. Now let's discuss try these question number 3. Okay. Can you read it out?
The three angles of a triangle are in the ratio 1:2:1. Find all the angles of the triangle. Classify the triangle into different ways.
Okay. So the first thing we have to do is make a diagram. Okay. It doesn't matter. Just make a rough diagram. You don't have to use a scale or anything. Just like randomly make a diagram. Okay. Now, remember we discussed ratios, Hiba. If they are saying that these angles are in the ratio 1:2:1, that means you say, see, 1:2:1. So one of the angles can be written as 1x. All three of the angles can be written as 1x, 2x, and this one can be written as 1x. So you write this as, what is 1x? 1x means x. Then 2x. So I'm going to write this as 2x. And then 1x again. So that's again x. Till here it's clear?
Yeah.
Now they are saying find all the angles of this triangle.
So it will be x plus 2x plus x gives 180.
Very good.
It will be 4x gives 180.
Very good. So 4x gives 180. So x becomes how much?
Wait, I will do it. $45.
Very good. 45 degrees. Okay. So if x is 45, then 2x, so our angles are basically, this angle is 45 degrees. The third angle is also 45 degrees. And what is the other 2x wala angle? How much will it be?
180.
45 into 2?
Why do we have to divide it?
Divide what?
45 into 2.
Are we dividing 45 into 2?
No. Why do we have to multiply them?
Bacha, what is 2x? We have to find out what is this angle. Okay. We know that this angle is 2 multiplied by x. And what is x?
45.
Then what does it become?
Wait, I will find it. 90.
Very good. So this angle is 90 degrees. So now the proper diagram of the triangle, it will look like this. This is the 90-degree. Okay. So here we have 90-degree. Here we have 45 degrees. And here also we have 45 degrees. Now they are saying classify this triangle in 2 different ways. So forget about 2 different ways. First tell me, what kind of a triangle is this?
Isosceles.
Very good, isosceles triangle. You said this looking at the angles. You said, well, 45 and 45, 2 of the angles are equal. That means this side and this side are equal. Okay. Now, what is the other way that you can see this triangle as? Because of this angle,
90
tell me.
degree.
What is this triangle called then?
90 degree.
The triangle, bacha. 90 degrees is the angle.
Isosceles.
Isosceles. What is an isosceles triangle, Hiba?
The two sides are equal.
Okay, 2 sides are equal. So here you are looking at the sides. But I'm saying, look at this angle and tell me. So a triangle which has 190-degree angle is called? A triangle which has a right angle is called?
Can you explain it again? Your voice wasn't clear.
Now, can you hear me? Is it clear now?
Yeah.
A triangle which has a right angle in this case is over here, is called?
An
The triangle
isosceles
is called?
triangle.
No. Let me show you. This triangle has a 90-degree over here. But are these two sides equal?
No.
Then how is it an isosceles triangle? Tell me, what is this triangle called, bache? A triangle which has a right angle.
Right angle triangle.
Very good. Right angle triangle. So what are the two ways in which you can classify this triangle?
Isosceles triangle and right angle.
Okay, good. Clear?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's do this next one. Think, discuss, and write. Can you read out the first part?
Yeah. Can you have a triangle with two right angles?
Is it possible? We discussed this earlier also.
No.
Why not?
Then it will not be a triangle.
Very good. Then it won't be a triangle anymore. Okay. Next, can you have a triangle with two obtuse angles?
Yeah. No, we can't.
Yeah, we can't. All right. Can you have a triangle with two acute angles?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you have a triangle with all three angles greater than 60 degrees? Is it possible that all three angles should be greater than 60?
It's not possible.
Why not?
Because it won't be a triangle. It's like it won't like stick together.
Also, if all three of them are greater than 60, let's say all three of them are 61. Okay. 61 plus 61 plus 61. What does it give you? Does it give you 180 or is it more than 180?
More than 180.
More than 180, but it's supposed to be 180, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we can't have all three of them greater than 60. At least one of them should be less. Okay. So that it can become a triangle. Next one, can you have a triangle with all three angles equal to 60?
Yes.
Yes. For example?
60 plus 60. No, sorry. Like isosceles triangle.
No,
sorry. Equilateral triangle.
Equilateral triangle. Very good. The last one. Can you have a triangle with all three angles less than 60?
I think.
Okay. Let's say all three angles are 59, 59, 59. Okay. They're all less than 60. Add them up and tell me whether you're getting 180 or is it going to be less than 180? Hiba, you don't actually have to add them. You can see that clearly when we have 60 plus 60 plus 60, you have 180, right? Because 60 multiplied by 3, right?
Yeah, it will be less than 180.
It will be less than, and in fact, it will be 177, right? Because from here you are reducing a 1, right? 60 minus 1 is 59, 60 minus 1, 60 minus 1. So from each of them, you are taking away 1, 1, 1. So overall, you are taking away 3. So that would be 177. That's obviously less than 180. So no, you cannot have a triangle in which all three of the angles are less than 60. At least one should be greater than 60. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, Hiba. Now, let's do this one. Come to page number 123. Okay.
Okay.
See, when you have an isosceles triangle means,
Two
yes, Hiba?
sides are the same.
Two sides are equal. See, when you have an isosceles triangle and you draw a median between the two equal sides, then this median is going to divide the triangle in such a way that if you fold this triangle along the median, then both of these sides are going to coincide on top of each other. They're going to lie on top of each other perfectly.
Yeah.
Right? It's dividing it into exactly two equal halves. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Right. So one thing about isosceles triangle is that two sides are equal. And another thing is that the angles that are opposite to these equal sides, they are also equal. What does that mean? Let me write it over here. Angles opposite to equal sides are equal. Angles opposite to equal sides, what does that mean? These two sides are equal, right? So
Yeah.
what is the angle opposite to this side? This angle is opposite to this side. And wait, let me just change that. This angle is opposite to this side. And this angle is opposite to this side. Got it? So what do we mean when we say angles opposite to equal sides are equal? That means these two angles are equal. Okay, this angle is not going to be equal. No, because it's not opposite to the equal sides. These two are the equal sides, this and this. Opposite angles are this and this. So these two are going to be equal. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's do a few questions from page number 123. Let's come to the try these. Find angle X in each figure. Yeah. Can you see it?
There's only one angle, like only two angles.
Do you need the third angle? Hiba, when they are, just look at the triangle, there's these markings on the sides. What do these markings mean?
They are equal.
The sides are equal. So
So
what
it
does
will
it say
be-
about X and 40?
They are equal.
Very good. What is equal to what?
X is equal to 40.
Very good. So X is 40 in the first one. Please write it down. You can write it in the textbook itself if you want.
Where's the third angle?
If you want, you can find out the third angle, but they're not asking you to find it out. The purpose of this question is not to, the third angle is not a concern in this particular question. Okay, we will see. We will see when we come across. See, Heba, it's just because they have not marked the third angle doesn't mean it's not there. It exists. Whether or not you mark it, it exists, right? For example, Heba, if I say this is a particular triangle, okay? I'm not marking any of the sides. Like over here, I am marking this side, right? But in this triangle, I'm not marking any of the sides. Does that mean that the sides are not there?
No.
They are there. Okay. So similarly, in this question, they have only shown you X and 40, but the third side is also there. Third angle is also there. Can you tell me how much it will be? The top angle?
40.
Since you have found out, no. Since you have found out X and 40, meaning since you have found out that this one is, since this is X and this is 40 and they are equal, so this one is going to be 40. Now, can you find out the top angle?
40.
Hiba, use the angle sum property.
80.
No. Hiba,
180.
what is the angle sum property? Bacha, what is the angle sum property?
Like the sum of the interior angles are 180.
Then write it down. What should I write? Let's say this is something, okay, whatever. You
40
can call
plus
it
40 gives 180.
40 plus 40 gives 180.
No.
Where the third angle, bacha? 40 plus 40 plus the unknown angle. You can call it question mark or whatever. Plus the unknown angle is how much?
X.
This one.
It will be X.
You can call it X, you can call it Y, you can call it question mark, or you can not call it anything at all. It's totally up to you. Fine. You want to call it X? Call it X. Fine. Cool. What is the third angle going to be, Hiba?
Sorry.
See, let's not write it like this also. Forget about this. See, this is 40, this is 40. We don't know what this is. But we do know that 40 plus this thing is going to give you 180. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So we can say that this particular angle is equal to 180. And what is 40 plus 40, by the way?
80.
80. So this angle is going to be 180 minus 80.
Yeah.
So what is 180 minus 80, Hiba? Hiba, what's 180 minus 80?
100.
Very good. So this is 180 minus 80. This is equal to 100 degrees. Is that clear?
Yeah. Do I have to write it down?
No, you don't have to write it down. The question was only asking you to find X, and we did that. So, okay.
Okay.
Let's come to the second one.
X is equal to 45.
Hiba, let's see this. See, look very carefully, okay? Which are the two sides that are equal? These two sides? Yes?
Yeah.
So which two angles are going to be equal?
X and 45.
No. Look at this angle. This angle is going to be equal to this angle. Opposite. Remember this, Hiba. Angles that are opposite to the equal sides. Those angles are equal.
Okay, understand.
So here, this one is written as 45. 45 is going to be equal to the top angle. So this top angle is going to be
45.
45. Now, we don't know X. We have to find out X. What is X going to be? Angle sum property.
45 plus 45, it will give 90. So 180 minus 90.
And that is?
It will be 90.
Very good, 90. Hiba, a few things you have to just remember, okay? Not remember exactly, it comes through practice. But if you remember it, it's better for you. If you see an isosceles triangle, where the equal angles are equal to 45 degrees. Okay, two of the angles are 45 degrees. Then obviously the third angle is going to be 90, right? Because 45 plus 45 is 90. So this is an isosceles triangle, which is also a right angled triangle similar to this one. Can you see this? Remember, we just now solved it?
Yeah.
Okay. Other thing is that if you see any equilateral triangle, the first thing that should click your mind is that all three angles are going to be
The same.
and how much? 60
180.
degrees.
Sorry,
All
60.
three angles are going to be 60 degrees each. Okay, fine. Now let's move on. So Hiba, try these mein. The third one is your homework. I hope you are marking it down.
Yeah.
Let's come to the fourth one. Okay. Yes, Hiba. Fourth question. Come on. Think.
We will do like opposite of 100. It will.
Okay, wait. Hiba, which two sides are equal? These two. So what is the angle opposite to this one? This is this angle. And that is going to be equal to which angle, Hiba? Just a sec. Let me write down 100 over here. That is going to be equal to which angle, Hiba? It's going to be equal
100.
to this one. No, it's going to be equal to this one.
Oh, yeah.
These two sides are equal. Got it?
Okay. Yeah, I understood.
So this angle, which has not been marked there, but it's there, it exists. Just because they haven't marked it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So that angle, the third one, is going to be equal to how much?
100.
Again,
X.
Hiba, it's going to be equal to x. Yes, it's going to be equal to x. Okay. Now can you use the angle sum property and tell me how much x will be?
$60.
Hiba, see. Just see, if this x is 60, if this x is 60, that means this should also be 60. Yes?
Yeah.
But we know that in a triangle where two angles are 60, the third one is also 60. That is an equilateral triangle.
Yeah.
The third one can't be one. If both of them are 60, the third one cannot be 100.
Okay, understood.
The third one has to be 60 only. So you can't say that it's 60. Now use the angle sum property and tell me, what is the angle sum property, bacha? What do I write now?
Will it be 80?
Just tell me what to write here. What plus what plus what will give you 180?
100 plus x gives 180.
100 degrees plus x gives 180. So now this thing becomes
2x.
2x. And so it becomes 100 plus 2x is equal to 180. Can you send 100 to the other side?
Yeah.
2x becomes 180 minus 100.
Yeah.
And that is 180 minus 100 is
90.
Hiba, think again. 180
Sorry.
minus 100 is
80.
80. Very good. So x is
2x is equal to 80.
And x is
40.
very good, 40 degrees. So we have found x is 40 degrees. Okay, just look here. This is 40. This is 40. So 40 plus 40 is 80. 80 plus 100 is 180. All cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Hiba, your next homework is try these ka question number 3 and number 5. Okay, so let me just tell you what all, and question number 6 as well. So should I give you that question or not? Yeah, question number 6. Remember, question number 6 is just like question number 4. Okay, it is like question number 4 itself, so don't get confused. So what all
Okay.
homework do you have? Once again, you have
Try these third, fifth, and sixth question. Try these first and second question, and exercise 6.3, the remaining questions.
right. So we'll meet on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
I hope you'll be able to complete these questions till then.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to complete all of them.
I know you can, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah.
And Hiba, please, next time onwards, please in the class, be on time. Okay, like 1 or 2 minutes is understandable, or if it's something that's really urgent or something that you can't avoid and you're getting like 10 minutes late or something, please inform beforehand that you are going to be 10 minutes late. Okay, Hiba?
Okay.
Also, if you are planning on not attending the class, please inform that also beforehand.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Hiba.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam.